It's a good warm-up. Our strength and conditioning staff does a good job of coming up with different ways just to build teamwork in a non-basketball situation. So I kind of leave it to them, and they do a great job of doing that. So it's something to build a little communication, build a little teamwork, get the guys ready for practice.
Joe, I know Peyton has a crazy work ethic, and he's improved every year, but this year in particular, with the expanded role, with the new ball in his hands even more than it has been, what have you seen him grow on the most as the season's gone?
I'll just continue to work on his 2-on-1 reads that are coming in different places with him handling more, seeing different coverages, seeing switching more in small, seeing a little bit of up to touch and a blitz. So just continuing to work those 2-on-1 reads.
Joe, for you and Jayson,
are you checking in on him daily? Are you kind of getting weekly updates on him? What's the process of kind of keeping tabs on his recovery for you and supporting him through it?
Yeah, he's doing well.
And with him, Nimi was saying yesterday he's been in his ear. He's telling Jordan to be a killer out there. How have you how has he made himself maybe a coach role or just a supportive role for the players?
Yeah, again, everyone has different leadership responsibilities. Everybody leads in different ways. He's done a great job. Obviously his ability to lead on the court has been taken away. He's done a great job leading off the court, one with the work ethic of his recovery, but at the same time, the individual relationships that he's building, being on the bench, having those communications, whether it's in practice, in game, that's been invaluable to the locker room and just another way of his ability to lead.
Sure. Maybe by some of the metrics have been one of the most impactful defenders. Just what are you seeing from him on that end of the floor?
Yeah, he's getting better and better. Works on it every day. Has an understanding of who he's guarding. Has an understanding of our pick and roll scheme. Has getting a better understanding of when to go for blocks, when to stay in position so he can get the rebound. So just continuing to get better at reading the game, understanding the tendencies of the other team, but also the individual tendencies. So just got to keep working.
Joe, with Peyton, it feels like he has a lot of success defensively guarding bigger guys. What about either the work he puts in or just the way he defends make him so successful in those matchups?
Yeah, he's good at getting underneath guys, a little bit of ball pressure, a little bit of physicality, whether it's in the full court or half court. He does a good job of that. So allows us to have some versatility defensively. And, he spends a lot of time, obviously, studying the personnel and the tendencies of the other team.
Willie Green got fired this morning, and it seemed like a lot of that is his fault. Injuries, all that. Is the coach, is the landscape changed even in the short time you've been an NBA head coach in terms of the responsibilities and some of the blame and some of the stuff that you guys have to accept as part of the job?
Yeah, I guess I don't, every situation, every area is different. You can't speak for, I think every coaching situation is just different. The variables are different, opportunity is different, the personnel is different, environments are different. So I think that just kind of comes with the territory. There is an understanding there. But at the end of the day, just kind of grateful for what we have here. I can't speak. I don't know the intricacies or the alignment or the culture or the thing. We don't know what goes on in those situations. But all we can do is here we have alignment, we have understanding. We win together, we lose together, and we let the kind of results take care of themselves. And that's been since I've gotten here as an assistant. It's been like that for the Celtics, and we just try to continue it. But the coaching aspect is kind of part of it.
That eventually it's going to end, and it might not end on your terms.
Yeah, and I think also I think in the world today, obviously it's a very result-oriented. What can you do for me now? But I don't know if firing means you're a bad coach. There's been great coaches who have gotten fired. There's been bad coaches who have gotten fired. I think depending upon where your identity is, I don't think a hiring or a firing is shows whether you're a good coach or not. I really don't. I think you'll know if you're a good coach 10, 15, 20 years from now based on the relationships that you build and you have the ability to have the outlook. But too many times firing is tagged to he wasn't a good coach or I don't think those things go hand in hand. There's been better coaches than me that have gotten fired, so you just stand in line.
Joe, we were talking to Xavier yesterday about how one of the things that he does is he opens up and that kind of sets the tone for other guys to potentially open up with things off the floor.
Yeah.
As a coach, have you seen that, and just what is he like as a...
Yeah, he's almost become quickly a vet for us, but been very appreciative of how he's handled just his trajectory of his role here, where you get traded here in the middle of the season. He plays a little bit, plays in the playoffs, plays in the finals, doesn't play as much the next year, and it's kind of up and down here. But at the end of the day, he has a maturity and a professionalism and a perspective, that he gives back to the locker room and he also gives to us. So really grateful for that. And at the end of the day, whether he plays or doesn't play, there's a level of trust that I have in him that when we do go to him, he's going to deliver because, of who he is on and off the court.
You guys had Sean Livingston here yesterday. How did that come about? And was he more here to observe, or did he speak to the team?
I didn't know he was here. I think he was part of the NBA. Now that you say, I think he was part of the NBA Players Association meeting. Maybe? Yeah. So I don't know.
Joe, Hugo is, it seems like he's part of the overall plan, part of the rotation. Is there any thought to getting him into Maine every once in a while to get him like 35-minute type of opportunities?
I haven't thought about that. No, I think, just came into the season with an open mind through training camp and preseason, and I think he showed improved, one, through his work ethic, his maturity, but really his defensive instincts that, he could play at this level. And so I think that's more valuable than anything at this particular time. And we'll assess it as it goes on, but I think he's proven that he could play and can impact winning, and I think he's just got to get better at continuing to do that.
Just keeping him here is the best way to do that.
I think so, yeah. I think just because he's going to play. I mean, he's playing and practicing and being there. So, yeah, as of now, that's the best. It may change, but, he's shown that he can impact winning, so we just got to keep getting better.